So this is our elements to include in the Digipak and poster audio commentary. So we're going to go through this PowerPoint and we're going to talk about each individual element that we need to include in the design.
Okie dokie. So first is the record company logo. Obviously that's very important, and it's a crucial part of the back covers of Digipaks and posters. We'll see them on practically every single one. In fact, I can't think of any examples that won't have on. This is because the company that the artist is with, and they help distribute the promote album, wants recognition and publicity by showing their logo to buyers, hence putting it on the back, obviously. Obviously, the logo is put near. There's usually a collection of logos on the back, so you get the record company logo. You usually get some sort of disc logo, but we'll get to that later on. Demon Hunters record company is Solid State Records, so we'll be including their logo in the Digipak, as you can see on the slide. It's relatively small, so we can probably put it next to the barcode at the bottom somewhere. And like we see on the final design, we've got an idea of where to put it, and I think it looks pretty good.
So the next one is website links, and this is a very important and new concept that's being put on album covers nowadays, with obviously the rise of the internet. And it links back. It will include links to the Demon Hunter website and the record company Solid State Records website. Also, we've tried to include Demon Hunter's merchandise website, because that's also a very important thing now, because it's one of the main revenue streams for bands nowadays, with all pirating and stuff going on. So that's where they get most of their money, and so that's what they want to advertise on the back of their covers. Because when the audience likes the music, then they'll look it up and maybe buy something. So again, this is just going to be put at the bottom, we think, next to like the barcode or other important like these sorts of things at the bottom, and it's going to be in a very sort of similar typography for the rest of the piece, because what I found from most of my research is that in terms of colour schemes and in terms of typography, it needs to be very similar and as a theme, because it doesn't work if you change it around all the time. So if you have one theme and you stick with that, then it's much more effective. So we're definitely going to make sure that we use the same sort of font when we're going to go for these website links.
Okay, so next we've touched on a couple of times is the barcode. This is a must for the back of the Digipak, because they're obviously needed in order to scan the CD at a retail store, so the customer can be charged for the product. Obviously they'll have all the information on how much it costs and the details, so that it can be ticked off how many are sold, how much, and then obviously the money goes back to the band and distributors, etc. We're just going to copy one from somewhere online, if we can, probably just the one from the album that the last ones is actually on, which is, what's it called again? Devastation? Extremist, sorry, yes. So if we can get the Extremist barcode, that would be quite useful. If not, we'll just get some random one, because no one's actually going to buy this, obviously. And getting a real one will be much more effective than making our own, because there's no way to make one look really effective. Well, no way. If you make one, it's not ever going to be as effective as just getting a real one. So we're going to put this, like I say, at the on the back cover again, and it's actually going to go in the bottom right hand corner, or maybe the bottom left hand corner, most likely the bottom right, because then it stays out of the way and it doesn't take up too much space, and it doesn't cover up any of the important things that you'll see on the back of the Digipak.
The next one's obviously very important, which is the single title. And now for ours, we're actually not going to be using the single, we're going to be using the actual album, Extremist, for the titles. So obviously, with it being very important, it's one of the most important parts of the design. We're going to have to put it in a very prominent place, so decided to put it right in the middle on the right hand side, and we're going to have the list down so that it's quite obvious place, and the audience's attention is drawn to it. And again, like we've said before, we're going to use a style of typography that fits with the design of the front cover and the logo, which again creates a fitting theme and therefore looks more effective. And obviously the typography, the sort of gnarly, grungy sort of typography that we're going to use is often used as a drawing feature to get the audience to look at it. And with this being said, in terms of the actual titles of the songs, there's 12 songs, but the one that's obviously most important is the last one alive, which is the headline song. So we're going to have that in a bigger font, in more fancier sort of extreme style than the one we've got the rest of them, so it stands out more, and it's the one obviously we've based the music video around, and we're going to base most of the poster and most of the images around. So, oh yeah, and we've also got the last one alive obviously down the side of the middle. So obviously when you've got the Digipak on the actual CD, you have obviously a side, and that would just have to say that the last one alive across it, which again just makes that stand out for the audience.
Okay, so the next important part is the credits, and this is usually where they list the notable people involved in the creation of the single album art. It includes the people involved in mixing, obviously the band members, so in which case we'll probably just use our real names, because in the music video myself, Michael, Alex and such play the band members, so I'll probably just use our names. And we also include other people involved with the whole project, so we might have to make up some names. We'll probably use Connor's name and Mr. Atkins' name because they've helped out, so we'll just add little memento for them. But we'll
get real with like mixers and vocal producers and stuff.
But we'll research further examples of these to get a list of job roles which will need to be listed, and we'll obviously make a list of those to include. Now, in terms of where we're going to put this, on our mock-up, there's not much room on the front or back. Well, there's no room practically, so we were thinking of using the credits on one of the inside covers, because at the minute we haven't really got anything planned in terms of the contents of the inside covers, and we thought that the credits would be a nice thing to put in there, because let's be honest, when you look at an album cover, it's very, very rare that anyone will actually look out for the credits, and so it won't be the first thing people look for, so I'm not going to put on the front or the back. So it would make sense to put them in the middle somewhere, so that when you take the CD out, it's there, or it's on the front of the inside. So yeah.
And the next one is track listing, which we've touched on before actually, and obviously instead of the single title, we're going to be using the track listing instead, because obviously we're going to have it for an album instead of just a track. So basically what I've just said before pretty much for the album title listing, but for this one obviously we're going to have 12 different songs instead of the single title, and we're going to use the internet design for this instead of using the spray paint, which has been done before with the DH and with the Demon Hunter Skull, which we're going to need to use because basically we found that it's impractical to use spray paint to do the 12 songs because it would take too much time, and you couldn't get it on there anyway. So we're going to have to use the internet, but there's various sites that Nathan knows that we could use that would look quite good, and we could add in post-production.
Okay, so it's really now just little odds and sods of the things. So there are other relevant elements that we can put on the Digipak and or poster, including the compact disc digital audio logo, which will go most likely, well, on the design we've done on the back next to the record company logo. So we've got all like the little logos, little information kind of huddled into onto the bottom next to the barcode. So it's out of the way, but it's a necessity, because again, it's not what people will really look for, but it has to be on there. And this is usually the case with almost every other album cover in back nowadays. They put all of the bits that people aren't really interested in either on the inside or somewhere in small fonts. So obviously the compact disc Scotch Loose states the make of the CD and adds authenticity to the design, as it features on most album covers, as we said. We'll also put links of other sites, including Demon Hunter merchandise stores, so we can put those on the back as well. So we can, I think we touched on this before, didn't we? About we've talked about it before. So we'll put the merchandise. We can put about the actual record company and the actual band sites. So we have those in the back. And lastly, also in this little compact area is social media links. So obviously nowadays, social media is becoming a big part of media in general. And so more and more people and bands are advertising themselves through such things as Twitter, MySpace, Facebook, the obvious ones being Twitter and Facebook, the most prominent ones. And so we've actually designed a little space just above the logos and websites to have a little Twitter symbol with an @Demon Hunter Band, and then next to that a little Facebook symbol with Demon Hunter written next to it, just to show that they're advertising themselves in terms of social media as well. So people can then, if this was real, so people could then grab the CD, say, oh look, they're on Twitter, oh look, they're on Facebook, and then add them and then get news and updates on the band and upcoming CDs or songs, etc., or gigs. So it's just another form of advertisement for the band, really. But like I said before, it adds authenticity, and it is real. It is the actual real ones. We have used the real Twitter and the real Facebook. So yeah, it all really adds to the overall effect to what we're trying to give.
Yeah. So thank you for listening to this, and we're gonna show you the final design on screen now for the back cover, which is going to include all the elements we just previously talked about. So you can see the track listing, you can see the Facebook and social media links, you can see the Dolby Disc links, you can see the barcode, you can see the record companies, you can see the website links and stuff. So you can see how we've used this information that we've looked up online and the research that I've done and Nathan's also done into what is included in Digipak's, like the necessities and the advertising stuff, and you can see what we've done for the real thing. Obviously, again, this isn't a full, this isn't the end. There might still be some changes, so we could add something if we find there's a nice little bit of space where we could add maybe an Instagram link for Demon Hunter or something. So yeah, this is just what we've got so far, and we're going to be doing some of the credits inside in the two interior panels, which obviously we're going to do another vlog about, which in that vlog we'll explain. So yeah, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'll see you next time.
Bye bye.